Oh, I can't. What? What? Get in my damn nail. Come on. Control C. Hey Tracy, how are you, dear? Control V. That works. Okay. Hey Christina Davis Buffkin, how are you, dear? How's everything in Australia, Tracy? I'm trying this. I don't know if I've done this from this platform yet. I'm trying with this new platform, but I can't remember if I've done a charming from this platform. The screen is much smaller on my computer screen, so it's different. So we'll see how this goes tonight. Just so little. Hey Marissa, how are you? Thank you for following, Marissa. This is a charm night. They usually happen on Sunday nights, just so you know. They're charged readings, though. I do have free content for people on the business page and on my YouTube channel. I've been doing the monthly, every month I do tarot scopes for each sign. So if you know your sun, moon, and rising, you can look at those and kind of cross-section them and get a vibe of whether or not you're going to have a good month. I also do a daily forecast on my YouTube channel that's for everybody to enjoy. So those are free. And then I do free card pulls sometimes, depending on what's going on, if I set up an event. But tonight, on Sunday nights, I set aside time to do charm readings, which you'll see if any of my Patreon subscribers come in and want to get one of theirs because they subscribe at the Patreon channel. They get a free reading a month. Or if anybody purchases a reading, which readings are $25. The link tree that I just put into the chat room is how you would pay me. You would send payment via my PayPal link there, and then I would do the charming for you. Sorry to be all business, Marissa. I know you're new and welcome. Thank you for showing up. But tonight's Daddy's money night, as they say. So how is everybody? I mean, before we get into charmings, if we're going to get into charmings even, if we don't, that's okay too. I've been doing, just so you guys know, a couple of house things. I've been doing the tarot scopes for 2021. So those are up, and the only two signs that I have not done yet are Aquarius and Pisces. Thank you, you guys, for being patient. You guys are at the end of the zodiac. We took a little bit of a vote, and the vote said to just go in order versus doing them by element, because I was going to either do the Earth group, you know, like air, fire, earth, air, water, but I decided just to do them in the order that they are because that's what people seem to want to do. So those will probably get done tomorrow, is what I'm hoping. But I just finished Capricorns. Capricorns just went up, so we're done all the way through Capricorn. So all signs previous to Capricorn are up on either the YouTube page or you should be able to find them on the business page. So that will give you a little insight into your 2021 and what you might expect, or just kind of, you know, a broad spectrum look. So I don't want anybody feeling all locked in. They're like, oh my God, he said May was going to be fucked. Like, don't freak out. It's just, it is what it is. Take what you need and leave the rest, kind of thing. Hey, Melanie Ann, how are you? How are you and where are your beautiful wings? Christina, my beautiful wings are out in the living room. Part of the reason why I switched out of the wings is because I'm on a much, much bigger desk. I found that the desk that I was using, which fit the chair that had the wings, was too small for kind of the spread that I like to get around to. And this table was bigger. And so it requires these higher backed chairs. So I still have the wings. They're here. They're in the living room though. It's a bummer. I miss the wings too. But they're still here with me. I'll never get rid of the wings. Thank you for asking about them. They thank you too. Thank you for sharing, Lorraine. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Hey, Christina. Hey, Melanie, I said that. Marissa would like a reading. It's paid readings tonight, Marissa. So with the link, like I said, if you want to purchase a reading, you certainly can. They're $25. and I will read whatever subject you like, but it's in charms. So just so you know, charming is where I throw charms and I tell you what I see or what the charms are telling me. It's pretty normal. Life in Western Australia is back to normal living. We've had strict border closures. It's helped contain the virus. We have had no infections for months. Really? Good for you, Tracy. Oh, that gives me hope. Oh, so over this. Have you heard in the newest news, I'm not to bring like everybody down, but they're now saying Rudy Giuliani has contracted COVID, which is just like, it's crazy to me because there's those theorists and Trump supporters that believe that COVID is a big hoax created by the Democrats. But if Rudy Giuliani has it and Trump is saying he has it, then doesn't that make it real? Like, I mean, I'm confused at this point. I don't know who to believe anymore, right? Like, I'm just like, y'all said that like COVID is just trying to take away your rights and blah, blah, blah. But then like, if Trump is saying Giuliani has it, is it real or is it all just a conspiracy? And then my thing is if it's all just a conspiracy, if that's really how you believe the world is and you believe the world can get that dark, why live in this world? Like, I'm not saying that anybody should not live in this world. I just feel like if that is the reality that you choose to create for yourself, is that like, there's a satanic cabal in Hollywood that's trying to tear us all apart. No, it's just really, that's fucking nuts. Anyways, I don't know. I just think that that's the darkest recesses of someone's brain and heart right there. If you choose to believe that's your reality. That's just me. But Marissa just paid. Oh my God, Marissa. Let me just double check that because I trust no one. Kidding. Let me just make sure it did go through because normally I get notified because I'm important. I'm kidding. You sure did, Marissa. It looks like you did. Let me just double check. Why don't I see it? Girl, I don't see it. Why doesn't it tell me that you paid me? It looks like it doesn't show your name. One second. Let me just check my email because maybe I have an email about it. I do, Marissa. Thank you very much for paying. Hey, Joy Kimberly. How are you, dear? How are you? Thank you, Lisa, for sharing out the feed. Let me, you guys, let me know how things have gone for your yearly Taroscopes on the YouTube channel too. If you have watched them, let me know if you've enjoyed them, if they make sense, all of that. Because sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to the ethers and have no idea if it's resonating with anybody. So, I mean, it is all predictive because it's for a 12-month period, but hopefully it makes sense to some of you. Did you just fart like that? Because that's disgusting. I can smell that. I love you, but, oh, and one other thing, if you guys want to see a different side of me, I mean, some of you guys know this side of me. I'm a little goofy as it is anyways, but in the last like week or two, I've become a little bit obsessed with TikTok. I was obsessed with TikTok even more so with watching it. It really, during the pandemic, it restored my faith in humanity because it's a bunch of human beings being really goofy and there's like thirst traps and puppy videos and how can you go wrong with that, right? Like bare male chests and puppies. I mean, just like, I think I've died and gone to heaven, right? But so I was very much a watcher of TikTok and it was getting me through the pandemic and it was giving me hope that, okay, maybe all of humankind is not lost. There's still like goofy human beings out there doing goofy human stuff and makes me feel like something in the world is normal and beautiful and right. Well, I started making some of my own TikToks. So if you guys want to check that out, you can find me over on TikTok. It is going to be this. I have not figured out how to work the sort of spiritual tarot card part of me into that part of TikTok because it's only the longest video you can do is a minute. And I feel like that doesn't really give me enough time to do credit to the cards or what I want to say. So I keep it strictly to like basically puppies and potty humor, basically. I mean, but those are aspects of my personality. So if you want to check me out over there, you can. If you want to check out this little piece of bed head right here, I'm giving you a look. And let's get into Marissa's reading. Sorry, Marissa. I'm a ding dong. Christina says, I don't think it's fake. We think it was over politicized. And it possibly was, but people did die. And if it meant wearing a mask, there's also people that were unwilling to wear a mask just to keep others safe over themselves and their rights. And that to me is sad. Because like you can call patriotism all you want and be like, I'm up for my constitutional rights and this, that, and the other. But you know what? Most real true patriots went to war to fight for those rights and all of that. I get that, but it means nothing if you're willing to risk the life of another in an effort to keep your own. I mean, I just think that that's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. Do you know what I mean? Like, just put the fucking mask on, whether it's real or not, even if it's fake, just out of like sheer human decency, put the mask on, you know? I mean, it's not like our government hasn't been far-reaching the entirety of decades of our history. Now, all of a sudden, we're going to do it when we actually have people dying. We're going to get upset about it. You know, and old people and children are the most susceptible, but you don't want to wear a mask while you're at Kmart because it's your constitutional right. Like, where do you get off? Just put the mask on if you want to be out in public. You know, you share the planet with a whole bunch of other people, period. And I think that's the lesson of this whole thing, ultimately, is that we're more alike than we are different. And human decency should be what leads this, not somebody's political rights. And you can say that news or government politicized it, but there's also a lot of people out there leaning it towards whichever set of beliefs they need to lean it towards to enforce it, when all they really need to do is just have respect for their fellow man. And when they're going out into public, wear a friggin' mask and shut up about it. That's it. And the highest of the high are now getting it, right? Rudy Giuliani, Trump supposedly had it, whatever. So it's just kind of like, I just don't understand where there's a whole sector of people that believe that it's a hoax created by the Democrats. And that's the part where it gets dangerous, whether you're a Trump supporter or you're not. And I don't want this to get all political. We need to get into Marissa's charming. But if you're a Trump supporter or not, that's not what's important to me. What's important to me is the misinformation and the conspiracy theories that are running rampant in this country right now, that people are really living as if that's the reality. And when you live as if that's the reality, that's how you end up with a guy in Comet Ping Pong with a gun looking for the basement that doesn't exist because stupid people on the internet perpetuated a lie and a myth that is so far outrageous out there about blood drinking, child killing, whatever weirdness, and it's all around Democrats. It's just retarded to me. So that's my 2 cents. So just put on the mask, you know, just as a decency thing, you know, especially for like the guy that's working behind the counter for fucking minimum wage that's there so you can make sure that you get your 2-liter bottle of Coke because you don't want your life to change. Put on your mask. It's not a political issue. It's a human decency issue. If you need to go into Walmart to get your, you know, celery because you want life to seem some semblance of normalcy and you can't order it off of Amazon and stay the fuck home, then put your mask on and shut up. That's kind of how I feel. Don't be screaming conspiracy theories and it was created in a lab to get, I mean, and I've seen like really intelligent people talking about this sort of stuff, people that I actually thought were like good people. And I'm not saying they're bad people. What I'm saying is I'm really surprised that they believe some of the conspiracies that are out there. And that's what startles me because they're educated people that, you know, we have like people in government that believe in QAnon and that sort of shit. You know, I've had followers of mine that have told me, oh yeah, John F. Kennedy Jr. is alive and he's coming to save the world. What? Is Elvis with him? I mean, really, people? That's like some serious grasping. So I don't know. And if I'm wrong, I will eat crow and I will apologize. But hurry up, JFK Jr. Like, if you're out there, hurry up. Like, hurry up and show yourself so that I can be embarrassed and say, oops, I was wrong. Because I have no problem saying I was wrong. So anyways. Yeah, Christina's like, no, I agree with the mask. She's like, I don't want to hear you anymore. I agree. No, I know. And it does become a weird political issue. And that's the thing. It shouldn't be politicized. It should be a human issue. It's to like respect out of each other. Because if I had to contemplate, I'm still contemplating whether or not I should go out and get a job, a regular 9 to 5. And part of me is scared and thinking and considering doing that. But there's another part of me that's like, kind of like, oh shit, what does that mean? Does that mean that I'm gonna, I'll wear a mask wherever I go, but does that mean I'm putting myself in harm's way? You don't know. And so all of this weird misinformation and all of these conspiracy theories and all of this information that's trafficked, it's like trafficked like drugs nowadays on our phones. Like we're all like on our phones. And that's why I love TikTok, because TikTok's just a bunch of people being goofy and doing their weird shit and the political stuff. And I just switch by it. But it was a nice breather from all of the different information that was coming at me via Facebook and stuff. And I have friends on the left and I have family and friends on the right. And so I see a little bit of both sides, and I don't think either side is completely correct. And I also don't see either side as completely, accurate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's hard to discern the truth. And when you can't find the truth, then you have a very unstable populace. You have a very distrusting, set of people that then start to bite at each other, and it just gets uglier from there. It's so sad. All right, so let's burn some sage on that one. It's Marissa's first time and we're talking politics. Marissa, it's not usually this dull, I promise. All right, so let me just burn a little sage here. And I love you, Christina. I'm not like arguing with you. It's just me ranting, But I'm just, and I have many a follower, and many a viewer, many friends that are Trump supporters. It's not about that. It's just, I don't know. I also feel like I see that man very differently than some of the people that believe in him see him. And I also think that there's certain things that he has said and he has done that indicate that he is not a nice man. And so to assume that like supporting that is acceptable just is like, I don't see this weird spirituality connects with that. But that's just me. And I don't have all the answers by any means. All right, so, right, burn that sage, Lisa says. Okay, so we've been wearing masks since April. Lynn Graham says we've been wearing masks since April. July 31st, my birthday, it became mandatory on the East Coast of Canada. I understand the mandatory issue and people feeling like their rights are being infringed upon and stuff, but it's like, I don't see it as that big of a deal to put a mask on when you're out in public. I don't think it's asking that much, especially when there's people out there in public having to work for very minimum, like small wages just to pay their bills and stay afloat. And there's just people that are arguing it. I mean, like, and this is the other thing too, like the trail of information and how it comes at us. We see all these people fighting and screaming in stores, and you start to like just perpetuate. It's just ugly. All right. So, Miss Marissa, all right, thank you. So, let's get into Marissa's reading really quick. Lisa, did you want to get your charming tonight? If you want, you can. If not, you don't have to. It's the first Sunday of December, so you don't have to. But you're the only Patreon subscriber that I see in here right now. So, if you're interested, you certainly can. Because you did your chakra thing for the last month, so you might want to get it. It's up to you. But Marissa, I always ask what is, like, give me a one-word subject that you want me to charm on, something specific, if it's love or if it's career or whatever, but don't tell me any details, please. Just give me a word, like a focus for me to charm on. And sorry about my whole political rant there, guys. It's not even that important. It's just, I just noticed that when they said Ruby Giuliani had it, I was like, oh, shit. Tracy, yes, you can cash in yours. Indeed. You actually didn't even get yours last month, I feel like. Did you? No, last month you missed yours too. So please do crash. Tracy, I would love it if you cashed in one because you need to. Because you're all the way in Australia, so it's hard to get a hold of you. Baby. Okay. So let's see what comes out with baby. And we'll see what's going on. All right, I'm going to switch cameras really quick. Give me 1 moment to adjust the cameras. And we'll get started. Okay. And we've got the bottom there. See, this is what I don't like about it. You can see how messy my desk is. This platform, it's not as close to the board as the other. Do you see what I'm talking about, guys? Like, it's weird getting used to this because I feel like, hold on, I don't want you to know how, see, this is why I had to change chairs because my desk, I have all this space now. I should have cleaned up my desk better. I forgot that this camera is a little bit more, I don't know why on this platform, it shoots from a more wide angle. Look at all my cards everywhere. Sorry, guys. I'm not this much of a pig. Well, yes, I am, sort of. All right, so let's get started. Plus, I can't really see the screen as well, but we'll see. All right, so we're talking about baby from Marissa. Oh, actually, you go over to my patreon.com page to become a patron, and you choose a subscription level. So the people that are at the highest subscription level, which is $33.33 a month, they get a free charming every month. So they can drop in on a Sunday night charming and just collect their charming, because normally charmings are $25. Oh, good. We're asking about the baby, and we got the baby. All right, so that's a good sign. I feel like it's dark in here. All right, let me see. So we do have the baby charm here. Let me see, it's out of focus. You guys, I might have to go back to the other format next week, because I don't like how far away this camera appears from the screen. It kind of irks me. Are you guys not liking it? All right, let me see here. Is it the camera? Let me see if I can bring it down closer. Is that slightly better? I don't know, guys. Why is this not going back into focus? I know, I'm trying to get it to unblur. Dear, give me one moment. Sometimes when I hold this closer, it goes back to normal. Shoot. Hold on one second. All right, let me ask you this. Ashley, or I'm sorry, Marissa, I was just answering Ashley's question. Marissa, you don't have the baby yet. That's correct? Give me just a yes or a no, please. Like the baby is something that's coming on, like that you're planning for, or that you're desiring, correct? Because I feel like I want to say that this is you and your partner. Is that out of blur? Fuck. Hold on. Yeah, because I can feel that, because the baby is a possibility in the future. What is going on? Come on. I'm sorry, Marissa. I know you're new to me. This is not usually this poorly planned. I just switched to a new streaming platform, and it's different than the one I'm normally used to. So this is giving me a little bit of trouble, and it's still really blurry. Maybe if I put light on it, will that help? Is the light helping at all? No, that's not helping either. Okay. Let me see if I can. No. Oh, there we go. Is that better? That's better, isn't it? That's better. That's way better. It's still not close enough to the screen, but we'll work with this. But that is way better. That's at 30 frames per second. So I think it was in too high def for the camera, maybe? I'm just not such a cameraman. I'm trying to bring this down so you can see it better, dear. Just give me one moment. Sorry. All right. So what I want to say about this is I feel like this is you and your partner. You have the King of Cups and the Queen, or the King of Pentacles, which I really like that these two are here. Both of them are kings, which feel like very much equal in this situation. You also have the Lovers here, which I love this. Because I love, even though this is two kings, you have cups and you have earth, right? So to me, those are very complementary energies. I know you can't really see them very well, but that's what these coins are here, coupled with the Lovers, which is the sign of Gemini. So to me, I feel like there's a real beautiful, like kind of energy that's happening between these three coins, they're all face up, right? So the reason why I asked if the baby was here or present, it feels like these two coins are working together with this energy of the love towards the future that is going to hopefully generate said baby up here. We have the little baby charm up here, so that's a really good sign. Now, let me look at some of these charms a little bit closer. I normally pull letters first. The first letter is E, or the only letter you have is E. It's a number 1. So ones you generally represent for me numerologically the focus on the self, right? So we want to kind of look to ourself, what is going on within ourselves, what are we working on, how are we feeling, what sort of are we, you know, maybe projecting in our world right now. That would be kind of important. Let me just, sorry, the crookedness is driving me nuts. Okay. And then, so we have these two here, which I feel like are the two of you. Both of these are very solid. One a bit more emotional, the other a bit more practical, but the energies are very much in line and equal. And I really like that it's two kings. I think is this dice on its side, but it's down in the subconscious. So it's like the possibilities there. We know we want the baby and we believe that the baby is possible, right? But this, I think it's positive, but I think that kind of throws me off. Like there's maybe some sort of deeper seated doubt possibly, or it could manifest as worry possibly that, you know, maybe we can't make this happen. The truth of the matter is with this lover's charm here, I believe that you can. You just don't fully know that yet. I like the bond that's going on between these three coins here. We have the Om sign, which is usually a sign of peace, right? And that's right next to this King of Pentacles. I would say one of you is more, I want to say the more grounded, not stable. I don't want to say stable, but like this Om sign being next. Okay. This is you and this is him is what I want to say. This is kind of how I feel this out, and I'll explain to you why. I feel like this is possibly your partner because I feel like it's the Pentacles energy, which is a more masculine energy to me in my mind than the Cups energy, right? Cups is more emotional, Pentacles is more material. But I also like that the Om is around this one here. So I want to think that, and I could be wrong about this, but I want to think that it's possibly your partner that's kind of trying to keep you even keel, keep you out of your emotions, make you feel like things are okay, right? Now, here, the reason why I think this is you is because I've got the King of Cups, but you're right next to Green Tara. And Green Tara is like this sort of, I'm sorry, I want to put her up so you can see her. She's an Indian goddess, right? So this to me represents as you. This represents as like you being a mother, you being able to conceive, you being able, all of the things that are wonderful about being a woman, right? Those things that are wrapped up in sort of the meaning of, you know, motherhood and all of that sort of stuff. Green Tara, the only other charm in this box that would have represented as well as her would have been my Mary charm, my Mother Mary. And so when she's turned over like this, but she's touching this King of Cups, I feel like maybe the stress or the emotions around trying to get pregnant might be bothering you. It might be making you feel challenged about your womanhood, your femininity, your you know, just your overall power of being a woman. That's kind of what I'm getting there. So I like that he's coming in here in this space of being calm, cool, collected, trying to keep things even, keep you like sort of, don't worry, honey, it's going to be okay, that kind of an energy. Back here in the past, we have the throat chakra. I feel like this is flipped over. So this is your 5th chakra. It's the chakra of communication. It's flipped over, which speaks to this idea that you might not be communicating some of this stuff, or maybe you weren't communicating frustrations that you might have had in the past in trying to conceive or trying to make this baby happen. And so I wonder if that's still maybe going on a little bit, or there's some things that from the past maybe need to be communicated or brought into the now that might help you, because this is a very powerful feminine force that's here, and we want to get her flipped over. Now, Marisa, I know you're new to me, and so what I want to explain to you is that if there's any charms that are flipped over where we can't see them, that means that the power or the energy is available to us, but we're maybe not accessing it for whatever reason. So when I look at this energy of Green Tara is available to you. It is part of you. It's part of you and your femininity, right? So it's there and available to you, and you are accessing your emotions very well, right? With this King of Cups upright. So we want to flip this over, and if it means like opening up communication about maybe some things in the past, we might have to do that. But to do that would also, I get a feeling, would free us up. We have the scissors here. Something needs to be cut away. Again, that might be something that we're holding back or not talking about. And it's also right next to the rose. And the rose is one of my favorite symbols. The rose is face down and upside down. Again, a symbol of sort of spiritual growth, a symbol of femininity, a symbol of our own delicate nature and our own beauty. And when it's next to these scissors, I kind of feel like, again, some of those things might be in question for you, or that you might have felt challenged about those things in the past. Maybe you weren't able to communicate them or didn't feel quite like you wanted to communicate them. You might need to communicate them so that you're able to sort of let them go completely, cut them free, and regain back also the power of this rose, right? Your ability to be vulnerable, understand that you may be fragile, but you're still protected, that through this process, it might be hard on you emotionally, but you can get through it, right? There's that idea in all of this is what I'm sort of sensing or feeling. Now, the way that I like split up the board is I usually have a past, a center, which would be the present time, and then like sort of the future time, right? So this here is the future time for you guys. And I would say this, I don't sense a lot of stress. I think that the stress, I feel like there's support between these two coins if this is you and this is your partner, Marissa, right? But I feel like you might be stressed out internally with yourself or about like whatever part you play in this and how the role of how you're trying to make this baby happen. And so, and that's fine. That's completely understandable, right? Most women would go through that if you're struggling to have a baby or desiring to have a baby and wanting it to be here already. But what we've got going on here is what I feel like is in the future, right? And what I love is going on here. Okay, this whole grouping up here. I wish this was closer because I think with my other streaming platform, it's better. You can see this stuff better. We have the plastic baby, right? So that's definitely a good omen, right? He's right there. He is flipped over, right? So I feel like he's in the background. There's like maybe, and this is going to sound a little weird to you, Marissa, but there's probably a little spirit attached to this guy that's kind of, you know, waiting in the wings to connect to the body that you and your partner are going to create at some point in your womb. I know that sounds a little weird, but that's what I kind of feel like with this charm. We have the giant butterfly, which is major transformation. So a giant transformation will take place. And at that point, I think that the baby is probably going to be inevitable or available. Like that's when things will start to kick off and things will start to happen. We have the citrine stone, which again, citrine is associated with the third chakra, which is our power and energy distribution. It's located sort of in our like what you would call the solar plexus, which is right above the belly button. Also, that's kind of the home of where, like not exactly the home, but that's sort of where the baby would be living for 9 months. Now that I just thought about that, that didn't occur to me when I was first looking at these charms. But it's funny, this is the chakra that sort of, the baby would be probably closest between the second and the third. He'd be like, or it, I shouldn't say he. If it turns out to be a boy, let me know. It would be there, or I should say they. It is not appropriate to use for a human being. So they would be in that area, in that vicinity. But what I like about this is also about manifestational power, right? It's our power and energy distribution. It's also about being able to manifest our power out into the material world, right? So, and then we have the black heart ring, which to me, this is kind of like punk rock love, you know, in a sense. I love that you have this on the board with the lovers too, and it's wrapped around the elephant. And the elephant, to me, elephants are extremely sort of large animals. They're generally peaceful, right? But they're also very like home-oriented. They travel in, I don't even know what you would call it. I guess it's a pack or a herd of elephants. It's a herd. They travel in herds, and there's definitely an emphasis on family. There's a quiet strength to them. And so I love that this ring is wrapped around this elephant's head in the sense that it speaks to this idea that there's this importance with the family. There's a wisdom, like elephants make me think of wisdom, that sort of calm, cool, collected nature that you want to keep while going through this process. Will things chill out? And like, again, let me sort of show you, like if I was to take this is my line down to the future, right? It looks like the lovers also sort of falls into this future. So whatever's going on between you and him right now, and I feel like it's sort of supportive and working, I feel like it's going to get better in the future. And as that bond becomes stronger, the goals become more in line, and this lover's energy sets off, that might be what brings about this transformation of this butterfly. And we start to see this focus on this sort of the wisdom of the elephant, that family centric strength, that calm sense of purpose. That's sort of, you know how an elephant kind of slowly moves and lumbers, but they get where they need to be going with sort of deliberated effort and thought. It's kind of about that. And it's all wrapped in this sort of love to me with this ring around it, right? If you're not married to your partner, there could be an indication of some sort of marriage too happening here with that ring. But I don't know. I have a feeling that you two have been together for a long time, even if you're not married, because this feels really symbiotic and good. I hope that's the case. If I'm wrong, I would be, these charms are definitely not conveying that. They're conveying a definite partnership that is really beautiful. So, and then I like that, you know, obviously we have the third chakra here, which is our power center, working in all of this to kind of move us forward into the future with the potential of this baby coming. So if your question is, will I get pregnant or can I have a baby? I would say that there's a definite yes to that. It's a matter of time though. And it's a matter of, I think there's some communication that needs to take place on some level. And you probably, I have a feeling you know what this is, like specifically. And there's also some self-esteem stuff in here that I feel like you're working on, and you will work on it. That's what this King of Cups is about, is working through the emotions, right? And you certainly have the support of his help here. As that stuff begins to clear and we move towards the future, this transformation takes place. It's almost like there's two different transformations. There's one that's taking place, I feel like, here, and then there's one that takes place down here where these two become even more bonded in that love, and then that baby gets created out of that love. That's also this black ring here, this black heart ring that's wrapped around this too, is that there's that bond, and it's almost like the magic of that love is what kind of helps to open the door for this baby to be created. So this also too, I will say this, like, yeah, I think it's not a bad charm, right? It is just, there's a little bit of doubt in there, and this is deep down in the subconscious. So we want to let that go too. I see that you do believe it, but you're kind of maybe worried that it won't come to pass. And so that's the I think part that kind of is in contrast to the like, yeah part, right? And so just keep, how do I want to say this? Be as honest and upfront as you can be. Keep a real practical focus, or my feeling is that there's somewhere in the translation of this, I feel like you might be being harder on yourself than you need to be, if that makes sense. And in doing that, you're cutting off sort of this natural femininity that is yours, that's there, that you kind of maybe don't see as being there, because you're attaching it to your ability to whether or not you're going to have this baby. And you need to honor that it's there. And once you like sort of allow that in and let that in, and kind of cut loose any doubts, any fears, any worries, it opens you up to being able to be in the presence of this lovers with this gentleman who does love you, who is kind of keeping things as mellow as possible for you right now. It also allows you to cut away any sort of stuff in your head and appreciate, you know, the beauty of this rose, the delicate nature of who you are and what you offer and all of that. And I feel like those are the transformations that take place that create this big, beautiful, this butterfly transformation that allows for the door to open up for the baby to be created. Okay, that was a really long-winded way to say, yes, you're going to have a baby. I hope that makes sense. Hey, Alex, how are you? Hey, Vicky, by the way, thank you for the payment. I will send you your reading in the next few days. My house guest is actually coming back tonight, but that doesn't matter. I will shoot it for you at some point and get it mailed out to you, okay? I did get the payment today, so thank you for that. I hope that made sense, Marissa. Excuse me. Um, Let me know if it does. Okay, good, 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 good. Do you have a really supportive partner? I hope you do, because I really like what's going on here between you guys. Like, there's no problems between you guys, right? I don't feel like that at all. I feel like you two are very much like equally matched and in support of one another, although you might be a little bit more maybe emotional at this time. Is that correct, or are we wrong about that? Excuse me. You do? Okay, good. Because I really like this. Like, and with the lovers here, I mean, I have to say this, girl, you're one lucky lady, is kind of the feeling that I get. And I don't mean lucky like, but I mean like both of you are lucky to have each other is my feeling. Because I would want this if I was in a relationship, I would want these charms to come out for me. I'm slightly jealous of you a little bit in a good way. Like the fact that this feels so in sync and equal, right? Like there's an equality between the two of you and a nice, you may not be exactly the same, right? There's the water earth aspect, but you are complementary to one another. Like where one of you might lack in something, the other one has that missing piece in a way. And so you guys kind of, the feeling that I get is you guys work really well together. And this lover's coin, I want to say too, speaks to the idea that even if it's good now, it's gonna like even get better. It's my feeling. Oh, whoa, I thought that was going to fall over. Sorry, I have it balancing on a deck of cards to kind of keep it flat. Yeah, I changed the light bulb in this office too, so the light is all wonky. All right, so sometimes people take screenshots of the picture so that they can look back at it. If you need to do that, feel free to go ahead. You might be able to zoom it on your phone if you're looking at this on your phone. That way you can zoom in and look at the charms a little bit better. Let me know when you've done that so that I can clear the board and do Tracy's charming. Tracy, are you still here, dear? Oh, looks like my house guest just messaged. What is he doing? Oh, he's here. Okay, one moment, guys. I gotta let him in. 1 second. Yes, I will do a general for you. Let me just go and lock the front door. He's actually here, my house guest. 1 moment. All right. Sorry, guys. He just was pulling up and he just texted me. All right. Okay. No, it's not like that, Christine. It's totally a friend. It's so not even that. He's a good friend of mine. It's nothing, not even that exciting. I wish. It's more exciting for my dogs, to be honest. My dogs get excited when he's here. I'm like, just whatever. All right. So did you get a picture of that, Marissa? I can clear. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so a general for Tracy Swinson. Let's see what does Tracy need to know. Thank you for purchasing your charming, Lisa. Hey, Rachel, how are you? All right, so, oh, the black heart ring is back. Okay, so what's going on here? Let me just look for a second. Who is this? Hold on, this is so bad. I have no fingernails because I bite my fingernails because I'm a nervous Nelly. Let me see here. This is who? Zadkiel? I can't even see that. I think this is Archangel Zadkiel in the center. All right, so I'm going to flip these two tarot coins, Tracy. Give me one moment. So we have the King of Wands. Oh, and we have the Seven of Cups. All right. So both of these were flipped over, right? No, sorry. This is the Six of Cups, not the Seven. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Dan. I kind of get this feeling that there's something that we're denying ourselves. Act as if you have. This says act as if you have already become the person you want to be. But that is sort of hiding also. You have the aura charm, right? Where they're in their aura, they have that energy around them. You have Archangel Zadkiel in the center of all of this, kind of trying to look over things for you right now, is my feeling. This King of Wands was flipped over and hiding in the background. I feel like there's almost something specific that you may know that you need, that you want, that you need to work towards, and you're unwilling to sort of admit it or go after it. You're not taking the action for some reason. I'm not sure. That ties into this IDK or I don't know that's down here. But this is sort of like, I kind of get a feeling that I'm like sort of using it as an excuse. I don't know if this is resonating with you, Tracy, but it's feeling like you might be using it as an excuse and not committing to something. And I think the reason why is because it's something rather important. It's something that you desire or that you really want, and you might be afraid to go after it, afraid it could hurt you, afraid it could mess up what is going right in your world. Because I feel like this charm here says to me that things are good, right? Like that you've worked really hard to get your sort of energy, your world in order. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this charm. And then it's like, do we want this extra piece? Do we want this like new thing? Is this new thing a potential love or something like that? That's kind of the feeling that I get, especially with this ring right here. And the ring is right next to the football helmet, which gives me this idea that she needs to protect herself or doesn't want to get hurt, right? If she plays the game or if she gets involved. So it makes me wonder if like, we're afraid of if we go after the thing that we want, right? Is it going to muck up our energy in a way, right? Because like we maybe have found ourselves in a place that we're comfortable, right? And things are okay, except maybe this one piece is missing, right? And so we want it, but we're not sure if we're willing to go after it. So we're kind of like sitting on our hands a little bit before reaching out and taking it with this King of Wands energy. This King of Wands energy would be very much driven by spirit, very much assertive, very much taking action. It being flipped over just says to me, I feel like you know that action can be taken, you're choosing not to at this time, right? The Six of Cups to me, I just want to read this because I want to see they have different reading stuff in here for the Six of Cups is beneficial. It's a good card, but I want to see what they say as far as love is concerned because they give different meanings for these things. Here, let's see. It says reconnecting with the ex, healing from a breakup, reliving happy memories. Is this an ex? That might be the blackness of the black heart. Not that the blackness necessarily is a bad thing. Usually I see it as like a punk rock kind of love, but it does feel like with the helmet that it could be maybe an ex situation or some worry. At first I thought it was a Seven of Cups, which would be full out confusion, but this isn't about confusion. This is about, do I want it? Do I not want it? Is it safe enough to take it? And then this charm here says, act as if you already have become the person you want to be, but it's flipped over. It's in the higher mind. So it's kind of like, I feel like we're not trusting ourselves. Hey, Tammy Sylvester. Hey, Nicole. How are you, dear? This is one normally chunky. Okay, Tammy, no problem. So I feel like, and then up here we have the, I believe, what is the name of this one? This is, I think, long distance healing. I can't think of the name. Is it something? Oh, shit. Honashiren or something. I don't remember, but I think this is the sign for long distance healing in a Reiki. If any Reiki masters are watching, is this not the sign for long distance healing? It's flipped over. So it makes me feel like either one of two things. This partner or this desire is either far away or we've put it far away from us. Like we don't want to acknowledge it. We don't want to like sort of open the door to that. Does that make sense at all, Tracy? Tracy's like, no, I'm married and fine, watch. Just kidding. Hey, Sherry Daniels, how are you? Hey, Nicole, did you ever send those decks, by the way? Because my address has since changed, so please don't mail them if you haven't yet. If you still were planning on mailing them, I don't remember if you ever did or not. You said you were going to take them to the post office, and then I moved like 2 months ago. So, and I haven't talked to you in ages, so I don't know if you ever did mail them. If you did, they're probably going to the wrong address. And if you haven't mailed them, I'll give you the new address if you still want to mail them. Tracy, are you there, dear? I'm hoping she's picking herself up off the floor from such a great reading, but I don't know if that's the case. Kidding. Tammy's like, I'm so bored. I'm sorry, Tammy. I also feel like this angel in the center is kind of prompting you to kind of maybe make a move or do whatever it is that you need to do that you're maybe trying to postpone, like to take action. It does make sense, or yes, you're here. I don't know. Tracy, that yes is sort of like, yes, I'm here, or yes, it makes sense, dear. I mean, is there an X that's in the picture, Tracy? Are things really good for you right now? Are you fearful about letting somebody in for fear of getting hurt again? Like, is that all correct? Yes, it makes sense. Okay. I do think that it's sort of up to you. I think the decision is yours. I think that the King of Wands aspect here in the middle speaks to the idea that when you do decide to take action, it will be sort of accurate action if you decide to take it, kind of thing. I don't want to give you advice on one way or the other, if it is with an ex or if it's somebody that maybe hurt you in the past and you're afraid of getting hurt again. I don't think it would be appropriate for me to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. But I do sort of think that there is this opportunity here if you were to trust yourself. Let's just say that. I like that this says, act as if you have already become the person you want to be. In essence, like live in the idea of possibility and belief of that. Oh, it's fine, Nicole. Don't worry. Although I do have an Amazon wish list. But I'm just kidding. You don't have to. You did mail them? Because I might be able to contact the new buyer and ask her if they come in the mail. Oh, here, Nicole, you use this. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do Tammy next, and then I'll do you, Nicole. Okay. The link is in the Linktree link that I just put in the chat there. Yeah, I have a wish list on Amazon. I think it's posted in the Angle Guys group. If you go there, and there's decks that I put on there. That way, the viewers can like choose the decks that they're interested in seeing, also. Like if they want them opened up on my channel and stuff. So Tracy, did you have any questions? Or $25, Nicole. Sorry, my dog's just come in here to lick our feet for some reason. Not an ex, but I think a family member. Wait, what do you mean? Like, are you arguing with a family member? Because it could be a family member. I mean, it's like there is a bonded love here. That's the ring, I feel like. And I feel like it's a love that maybe has gone south at one point or another. Did you bring the Rona into my house? Don't be out there coughing. I'm kidding. I'm yelling at my friend. He's out in the living room coughing. Freaks me out. But I think that also, I want you to understand too that this charm here and this here feels like you are protected. That like, I mean, I don't want you to assume that like there no harm can come to you. I'm not saying that, but I do feel like this. You have a guardian angel like watching over you. You have the ability to your energy and your aura feels good to me. If this feels positive, this feels awesome. Like in the sense that trust. And that's this charm about. Acting as if you already are the person that you want to be, kind of thing. Like whatever this situation entails, I would act as if like from the place of the highest solution, as if it's already taken place, regardless of what they're doing, right? Whether if they're misbehaving or treating you poorly, try not to let it affect you, or just remove yourself from the situation as best you can to no longer allow them to hurt you. My corona, exactly, Tammy. Thank you, Nicole. So I'm going to do Tammy next and then Nicole. Sherry, they're buying readings. Tammy's one of my Patreon subscribers. So is Tracy. So they are entitled to a free charming each month, subscribing at my Patreon page at the highest level. And so I'm taking care of those for them. And then people are also purchasing readings. But I do have other nights where we do free stuff. This is actually just a night where I'm making money to feed myself. You're welcome, Tracy. Do you need a picture of this, or can I clear the board, dear? You're welcome, Sherry, dear. All right, I'm going to clear the board. And we're going to do Tammy. So, Tammy, what subject do you want yours to be on? Thank you, Tracy. I'm so glad to hear that you guys have got the virus under control. That's rad. So, Tammy, what did you want yours to be on, dear? Tammy, are you there, my dear? Tammy. Hey, Tammy on mine. Is Tammy gone? Hello. Okay, so Tammy, what did you want your reading to be on, dear? Like, give me a subject, or if you just want general. Is she down on the floor? What are you doing? You can see my dog's butt? That's crazy. She's all the way across the room. The TV picks up a lot. Tammy, did you have a subject matter? Yeah, I'm waiting for Tammy. She just responded. She's over on YouTube, guys. So you guys can't see her responding, but she just responded that she's back. But I don't know what she wants me to charm on. So I'm waiting for her to respond. She might be... There might be a weird delay too, because it's the Restream platform is streaming out to 2 different places, to both YouTube and Facebook. So general, okay, perfect. Let's see what's going on with Tammy. Okay, Tammy. So you got an E, an R, and you got an I, which is the number 3. 3s I associate with, it could be ire, I-R-E, which is like sort of one's disturbance in a way, or feeling, you know, a little bit annoyed. But 3s also bring me to the place of mind, body, spirit connection. They also bring me to the space of collaboration, reunion, celebration, that sort of a thing. All right, so let's get into this and dig it out. And let's see, we got a lot of tarot coins in here, so there's a lot going on in that regard. So you have the sun here coupled with the chariot, and what's underneath here? It's the small hummingbird, which is a symbol of joy, right? All of this is dead in the center of the present time moment, right? So the focus is, as I feel like, is there's this seeking of joy, and this desire to get there, and to get there quickly, is kind of the energy of the chariot. The chariot's associated with the sign of Cancer, which is a very nurturing, sometimes moody sign. That could be the ire that we see here. But it's also the moon energy, that kind of a thing. When we're moving with the chariot and we have the power of the sun behind us, there is a positivity and an affirmation to that. There is this option for it to happen. If I like these 3 together as your focus. Like, the desire is strong within you to want to either better your situation, get to a better place, feel better, feel nurtured, all of that sort of stuff. Now we've got these 2 sort of tarot coins on top and bottom, which I think are kind of interesting to me, because they feel like they're sort of balancing this stuff in the center. One is the King of Pentacles and one is the Hermit. The King of Pentacles would sort of signify earth energy, right? But it would also signify sort of the divine masculine provider, right? The Hermit to me is like pulling back from that. Hermit is major arcana, so is the Chariot. I kind of feel like this is you kind of hiding. This is you coming forward and being sort of a supporter or caregiver or provider for others in some way, shape, or form. So it's almost like there's these two roles that you play. One is here and one is here, and you kind of go in and out of that. You do have the symbol for Taurus, which is trustworthy, and I believe Taurus is also Hierophant, is it not? Or is that Hermit is Virgo? So yeah, and this is Hermit, never mind. I thought it was all of that. I thought these two are associated with one another, but they're not. I got a Hermit mixed up with Hierophant. All right, so let me see here. Fours are about stability, creating stability, but the Hermit is also Virgo energy. King of Pentacles is about Virgo, or not Virgo energy, but it would be associated with the earth signs. That would also be about grounding and stability, so I like both of these. This says everything is okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. We have the anchor and we have the heart with wings here. Both are face down, and they both kind of feel like they're in the past. I feel like maybe there was something that like we had our heart set on, or some sort of idea that we thought we wanted. We thought that it was going to be good, and it maybe wasn't as good as we thought. We had to maybe drop it like an anchor, or it was maybe dragging us down like an anchor. So we let it go in search of more of this stability. You also have the Hanged Man down here in the far corner. To me, that is about indecision, or not having all of the information, and inability to move forward, or feeling like you can't really move forward, not having the freedom to make a choice or a decision. This is also associated with Pisces energy. This to me also feels like it's in the past. This through here, through the center, feels far more grounded and energized and ready for something new. Right? It's almost like we've learned from the lessons of the past. We've learned that if it's not okay, it's all okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end, right? So that's sort of the phrase that's on this piece of glass. And this is also sort of still in the past, right? So we've learned that even from past letdowns, mistakes, whatever, we can still sort of kind of continue forward in a productive and hopeful sort of way. Because I like the hopefulness of the joy of this hummingbird, and also the sun is very positive aspect too. You do have the tower. It's inverted slightly, so it's sort of flipped over. That makes me feel like it's not as big of a deal as like what a normal tower would be. A tower situation is kind of something that would fall apart because it's built on faulty foundations. Generally something that we expected to be around for a really long time, or that we always thought would be there, and it sort of kind of crumbles or doesn't really quite work out. With this being sort of upside down like that, it kind of makes me feel like it could be a situation that you sort of knew was going to fall apart, or that you were aware of. It's not such a shock, and it's also, it doesn't feel like it's that much of a harm or an upset. In some ways, I feel like it's almost like maybe a freedom to get away from it. So let's look here. We have up in the higher mind, we have the Seven of Swords. And then this one is lying on its side, and it is the Nine of Swords. I'm going to say this. These are kind of both sort of negatively connotated, hey Gus, negatively connotated coins, right? They have to do with the mind, the air element, right? Nines are about anxieties, fears, nightmares, that sort of a thing, worries. And it's sort of sitting here on its side in the future, which says to me it's kind of like maybe even as far future as it can get. It's almost trying to push itself off the board. This one here in the higher mind was placed up in the corner, but it was upside down. This is about this card, like for lack of a better term, the Seven of Swords is called the liar, cheater, stealer card in a way. It's always about, there's a picture of a man like running off with 5 swords and he's dropped 2 on the ground. And so it's like we have some of the information, but not all of the information. And usually as a rule, that means that something's going on in the background that we don't know about, or that doesn't sit well with us, that we need to find out about so that we can figure, know the whole truth and know people for who they are. This could be around this tower moment, more than likely. It might be something that you already suspect may not be appropriate or okay for you. I don't know. This Taurus symbol, it says on it trustworthy, but now that I'm looking at it when we have the Seven of Swords up here, it is flipped face down, like the Taurus symbol is down and it's upside down. So I'm wondering, do you have a Taurian around you that's maybe not very trustworthy? I kind of think that whatever this is, you kind of know about it, or you sort of, the chariot in the dead center makes me feel like you know that you need to move away from whatever this is so that you can have the joy that you need. And that this might feel familiar to you, like maybe you dealt with it in the past. That's sort of this anchor and this heart here. It's like you maybe have approached something again with sort of an open heart or this idea to seek joy, and you've realized, oh wait, this isn't it either. And so it's like we need to get back in our chariot and get the hell up out of here because we have too much to offer, and we're also like, you know, we find ourselves maybe withdrawing to keep yourself safe. I do like that these charms are straight up and down in a line here. They feel very strong, it's stable, secure, and they know who they are, what they offer, that sort of a thing. So I like that a lot. But I kind of feel like there's still something that's not right around you that will come out, right? And it will make itself known to you. It's just that I don't know that it's going to be sort of easy to see, right? Or fun. Wait, what? The Taurus is trying to worm his way in. Quite possibly. I heard Dawn was flying in after Christmas. No reunion, not cool. There is no benefit for me. Oh, interesting. Man blanket. Man blanket. Oh my god. Yeah, total man blanket action. It's interesting because you always told me we were done with him, and like, what do you mean he's flying back in? Oh my god. That's some of this, what I thought these charms here were. So there's some sort of truth that's going to come out that you're not going to like either, Tammy. It's just like, but the thing is I feel like these charms to me feel very strong in who you are and your sense of purpose. So just don't let that bother you. Don't let it rock you. It doesn't, and that's the tower being sort of tipped over like that. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to rock your world. It's just going to be annoying. If anything, it's going to bring up your ire. It's going to like annoy you, but it's not earth-shattering or mind-bending or, you know, super shocking in the regards, in the way that a normal tower moment would be. Look at butts. Look at. I'm looking at the camera while I'm talking to you guys, and I can see Gus's little butt up in the corner of this video screen. Underneath, I have a little sign up there that says live. I don't know if you guys can see his little tail up there in the upper corner. It's cute. That's his little butt. So I haven't spoken to him since July. I am done with him. Good. I think you should be done with him. I think that there might be more to be revealed, if that makes sense. I almost kind of feel like there's going to be, I don't want to like set you up for anything, Tammy, but that Nine of Swords on its side here, this charm right here says that like there might be stuff that comes out even further down the line where you're like, oh my gosh, like he did that. It's kind of like that vibe. Oh my god, Tallulah, no loud snoring, dear. So don't be surprised if that were to come out. But I mean, I feel like you're good. You're in a safe, secure place. It just feels like, I don't know if it's like his drama or his stuff is around you. Like there's something about it that still gets you. His mom cries broke to me. I can't with her. You probably need to disconnect from all of it. Because it's just not cool. And the Seven of Swords up there, just, I don't like it. Like, I don't know. It just feels to me like something's not being told, something's not being said. And you're saying I'm done with all, no cash cow here. That's good. I think that's a great idea. The hermit maybe withdraw so that they can't find you. Maybe we can manifest a nice hairy man blanket. Totally. I've been looking at hairy man blankets on TikTok, let me tell you. I would love that too. I could use a nice hairy man blanket, let me tell you. Girl. But then I think I want it, and then like when it comes around, I'm like, I'm not sure. Just a bump and run. Tammy, you're funny. Bump and runs are, I don't know. I'm not sure how keen I am on those either. I don't know what I want anymore, to be honest. A bump and run, I like that. I would like just to, I don't know, just a cuddle, for fuck's sake. Just somebody to say, how are you doing today? All right, so do you need to take a picture of this? Because I'm going to do Nicole's. I think she's still here waiting for her reading. I hope you get your bump and run though, Tammy. I think everybody deserves a good old bump and run. Tallulah. Oh my God, thank you, Tammy. Thank you very much. Try not to let Dawn get to you. You've got too much going on for you, dear. All right, Miss Nicole. Are you here, dear? Who else is here? There's 5 people watching, so I know Tammy's one of them, and then Nicole must be the other one. Who are the other 3? Speak up or forever hold your peace, people. Who's out there? Because there's not many of you watching, but there's been 5 of you watching for some time. I can understand why 2 would be watching, but I'm wondering who the other 3 people are. All right, Nicole, what do you want yours to be on? Just give me like a 1-word subject. Don't tell me any specifics, dear. Hi, Michelle Legg. Thank you for saying hello, dear. I am, but my comments are super delayed and showing. Oh, okay. That's fine. I can wait for you then. Hey, Christina. Thank you for watching, dear. Thank you, Michelle. Love. Okay, perfect. So let me just do a little. We have an S. We have, hold on 1 second. We have an O. We have a U. And we have a W. So this is a number 1, 2, 3, and then 4, which would be a total of 7. 7s indicate a conscious choice that needs to take place, at least in my book. So let me look at this really quick. Tallulah, honey, I can't hear. We also have another 7 over here. Hold on 1 second. Is that Bodhi? Bodhi, you okay, bud? Bodhi? Is Bodhi with you?
No.
I just heard a weird. I heard a weird cough, so I thought he was choking. Sorry. He's just sniffing your suitcases. But I heard him coughing and I thought he was choking. All right, sorry, Nicole. Okay, so this is 7. That's usually a conscious choice that's taking place or that needs to take place. We're looking at this from the standpoint of love. We do have the 2 down here, and we have a 7 up here, which matches the 7 that's here. We have the Fool. The Fool is upside down, yet face up. And he is resting on top of the 8 of Pentacles and a key. I kind of feel like, honestly, just looking at this, I'm just going to go with what my gut is telling me. I feel like you might be single again, Nicole, and that might be okay. I feel like this is some of the stuff that I read about you in the past. I also feel like this black dice to me feels a little bit resentful or angry. Like the 2 of you maybe didn't work out, or you don't believe that it will work out. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I like that we have this meditating, like chakra aligned person in the dead center of this reading, coupled with this unicorn and the horn pointed right at it. It almost feels like this person is getting charged by their own magic of their own self right now. Whether you feel that or not, I don't know. I just kind of feel like you might be feeling a little bit of stuff filtered through the past, resentment, anger, things like that. The Fool to me feels like it's about new beginnings and being open and honest and available to something that maybe didn't quite work out the way that you thought it was going to. The 8 of Pentacles is about sort of like putting in a lot of hard, detailed sort of work, doing everything, every step that we needed to do, every step that we needed to take, really trying to give it our all, give it all the detail that we needed, putting all the manifestation into it. And maybe it didn't quite work out. We still ended up feeling like let down or that we were naive, that sort of thing. Let me just look at this. This says, if you believe in yourself, anything is possible. But this is flipped over and face down. This says believe. This is flipped over and face down. And then this is the solar plexus chakra, the 3rd chakra. And this is flipped over and set down. I kind of feel like there was a lot of work put into things and it didn't sort of pay off. Does that make sense to you at all? Just give me a yes or no. Oh, it's in the Facebook group, Tammy. Tammy, I tagged you in the Facebook group, so on my phone, so you could find the wish list. Wow, we are coming together finally to be open and try to put in the honest work to try. We never ended up coming together to talk yet before. It's happening now. All right, so this is what I'm going to tell you. There's a conscious choice that I feel that needs to take place here. I feel like this is all sort of stuff in the past. I feel like this is stuff where you couldn't really believe in what was going on because of the hard work that was being put in and the low return that was coming back from it. You were feeling like you might have been being played for a fool, or not being like, it wasn't just working out the way that it was supposed to. There was also big lessons attributed to this. What I feel like this message is here, and I feel like these are the most two important charms because these are the most present moment. I feel like this guy here, this unicorn, his horn is pointing right to this sort of meditated, chakra aligned person, right? That's in this state of kind of what I want to say is sort of grace or centeredness. When you do approach him to talk, you want to be in this place, right? You want to be in this state of alignment, self-assuredness, knowing what you want, clarity, all of that, and also be empowered with this, your own sort of sense of magic, belief, and strength. This is the most important thing about this reading. If you're going to talk to him about something moving into the future, for the now, you're going to need to probably make this conscious choice to let all of this go, right? Whatever feelings, whatever emotions, whatever dramas, whatever upset, whatever unfairness you dealt with, that's all going to have to be let go. I think that the most important aspect of this reading is it's about you and what you need and what's most going to work best for you versus him. That's also some of this 7 energy. And I think that this 7 energy up here kind of carrying into the future means that this conscious choice needs to be sort of made and carried with you or taken with you. Meaning like, if you meet with him, you have to put yourself first before him. Don't make any more accommodations for him, is my feeling. This is too much of a focus on you, your own well-being, your own strength, your own power, your own magic, all of that, your own spirituality, all of that, your connection to yourself. This is kind of what's most important. It is also, I'm going to say, this is the only thing that's working in this whole reading. Everything that you've done in the past has not really worked out. It's not really paid off. It's not really been the answer, right? And it's left you feeling like maybe a fool, putting in a lot of hard work, not necessarily getting the results back, not being able to really believe in it, feeling like your energy's screwed up, or not like you don't have access to your own energy at times even. And then it's left you feeling like maybe resentful and a little bit like disillusioned by the connection between the two of you. The 2 says that you guys probably do have some sort of intense connection, right? But is it a connection that works is the question. And right now, this looks like a connection that does work for me. Let me see what she's saying. Hey, Andrew. You can't hear me? The past does have to go, but I am not the same person. I need to be earned. I won't bend on my new boundaries. That's good. And that's the energy. That statement right there, Nicole, is this unicorn and this meditative person that is sort of in this state of understanding of their own value and their own purpose. Does that make sense? So this is what we want to focus on. This is the important image in this charming is these 2 charms right here, like, speak about the whole thing. Like, this is the most important thing you need to maintain. All the rest of what he's done in the past or what's gone on between the 2 of you, how things have fallen apart, all that stuff, it really needs to consciously be let go. And then you need to make a conscious choice to focus from this place on this stuff and maintaining that. And then if he fits into that, hold on, let me just wake my dog up. Hey, wake up. If he chooses to fit into that, great. But this is like a gift that he has to understand he's being given versus the other way around. Hey, Mark, Hannah, how are you? Tammy, I tagged you. I don't know if you're still here, Tammy, but I tagged you in the group. It's on the announcements in the group page. You have to go to the announcements at the top of the page and like dig through them, and that's where the Amazon wish list is. I like how much blue is in the box and how the point of the unicorn even lands on the throat chakra. I feel like it highlights the importance of communications for me in order for this to be considered, and that I will speak my truth kindly. I think that's good. I think the blue could also be certainty, but I also think that those blues are about believing in oneself, and I feel like maybe you weren't able to, because this even says if you believe in yourself, anything is possible, but yet it's flipped upside down and it's flipped over and upside down, and that one says believe. So it's like, I think that maybe somewhere too in the past you lost, the belief and the connection might not have been very able to be very strong because it was a bit of a struggle. So it's about choosing something different at this point and being very clear and concise on that. But I think that the unicorn and the person with the chakras, like the meditating person in the center, speak to that sort of clarity. So I do like that too. How many bags did you bring?
A lot.
I know, like 3? How long are you staying? Jesus.
4 months.
Oh. Good, Nicole. Good. You're welcome, Nicole. Let me know how it goes. I'm interested to know how it goes. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening. Here's a link to the wish list. I don't know how that's going to work. There you go. That's the Amazon wish list for anybody that wants it, for Tammy or anybody. All right, you guys, I hope that worked. I don't know if that actually worked for the wish list, but it'll give you guys an idea. I'm going to sign off because my friend is here and I should go visit with him. He's traveled miles to come visit. I'm going to clear this off. Let me know how it goes, Nicole. It'll be interesting to know how it plays out. Say bye, Charmbox. Good night. Let me switch cameras here. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. For those of you that don't know, I have a daily forecast on the YouTube channel. You can tune in there every morning. I'm there and I'm watching it with the people in the morning. Or you can watch your horoscopes. Those have gone up all the way through the sign of Capricorn. You too, Michelle. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you staying the whole time. A lot of people leave when they realize that the readings aren't free or that they aren't for them. You can actually sometimes even get things out of other people's readings, but people don't know that. They're just a little bit self-focused. But yeah, I'm usually here Sunday nights. If you guys ever want a personal reading, those can be done. You can message me on the Facebook business page and I can give you information and answer questions in regards to that. Those are bookable via PayPal and are done over Facebook Messenger or video. So that's available to you too. And I will see you guys soon. All right. Take care. And I'll see you maybe this week or something. We'll see. All right. Have a good night, you guys. Thank you. Bye.